So yeah, the EU is going to introduce some sweeping right to repair legislation that is probably going to be awesome, but we don't have a lot of details, so maybe it'll be bad. We'll find out in a little bit.
Could be.
So basically, manufacturers of phones, tablets, laptops will face legal obligations to make sure that their products are easier to repair and reuse. The commission will have eco-design law to cover phone, all of those things that I just said.
Is this what you do?
And they voted overwhelmingly to push the device manufacturers to adopt shared charging cable standard. Okay, I actually don't like that one as much.
Oh, what? The shared charging cable?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
What do you mean? What's not to like?
I don't see why you have to all have one cable.
What is that supposed to mean? That doesn't make any sense. Of course you want to have all one cable. That's what USB-C is for.
Yeah, true. USB-C is pretty great.
Oh,
Never
but you're
mind.
saying,
I'm backpedaling on that.
so you're saying, wait, but are you saying that like, because I think this was a real concern that if the EU does pass this, legislation saying, all right, we all need to have one charger for all mobile devices, they might not go with USB-C. They might go with like, oh, that means we have to create a new one that's like perfect.
I was more concerned about that you can have one cable, and then since that's the only standard, you're not able to do anything with it.
What?
Well, like, there's some problems with it. Like, I find USB Type-C particularly bad for dust. Like, Lightning is just better for that, I find. Like,
How dare you, sir?
I've had to get the, the good old
no.
toothpick in there quite a few times and have, like, a link ball like this big come out somehow.
Well, because USB-C has the extra little
it's got the
thingy
little
in
doodad.
there. Lightning is just a hole and you stick it in.
Yeah.
And USB-C has like, it's not just a hole, it's like a hole with a doohickey in the middle.
And like when I've used iPhones, I've never had problems with Lightning like crapping out. Well, like I have problems constantly where like I'm going for a run
and then
my
Lightning,
headphones
it
are just like
comes down and you're
well,
fried, dude.
No, but like with the USB Type-C, like my headphones, they just become disconnected. And it's like, ah.
With Lightning or USB Type-C?
With Type-C.
Oh.
But with Lightning, I've never had that issue.
I guess it's time for you
saying?
to switch to iPhone, you traitor.
Yeah, except that they'll be on Type-C soon, maybe. Or they'll just not
Not
have.
next year.
They'll have
Not
nothing.
this year. The leaks don't point to a USB-C iPhone this year, my friend. Sorry to tell you.
Anyway, back to the part that I'm excited about.
Okay.
Single-use items will be restricted, premature obsolescence will be tackled, and the destruction of unsold goods will be banned. Which is, I think it's awesome. Like, I am going to have to not use this phone because the battery's going to die, and it's hard to repair it. There's just not really any way around it, so I'm going to buy probably a Pixel 4a.
Right. Oh, really?
Maybe.
It's finally time? You've been rocking that thing for,
Well, we'll see. Like, when it comes
3
out.
years? No. It's Pixel 2,
Like 2.5.
and you're happy with it.
Yeah, I still like it.
It's really weird to like work at a place like Linus Media Group where everyone's like, oh, I'm buying this new phone all the time, and like, I'm just using this phone because we have it. Like, you're just still rocking this Pixel 2. Like, it's
does
the frickin'
literally
Stone
everything
Age
I
over
need.
here.
Like, people still compliment me all
You
the
either-
time on the photos.
You even have a stone case.
Yeah, it's peeling from all the use.
Stone Age.
Anyway,
Anyway.
yeah, we've seen a lot of manufacturers already kind of embracing the right to repair in ways that I think are good. So, like, Dell has been just kind of leading the charge. I think Apple's also been excellent with just, like, their packaging is all recyclable minus some, like, plastic baggage.
You're talking about general environmental friendliness.
Yeah.
Not necessarily right to repair.
And, like, you can get into them pretty easily. Microsoft...
Into an iPhone?
No.
Oh, Dell. You said Apple. You said Dell and Apple too, so I was
meant
confused.
the MacBook specifically.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't opened up a MacBook.
It's actually really hard, but as long as you have an iFixit kit, it's fine.
okay. I guess that anyone who is opening these things up should probably have like an iFixit kit, anyways, or something.
Yeah, another one is like Microsoft. Their Surface Laptop 3 is awesome because it's a Surface Laptop 2, but you can get inside of it without like a heat gun destroying the whole thing.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just like 4 screws. Actually, the screws are really hard to get at. We did the short circuit and I took it apart and we cut most of it out, but there was like a good like 12, 15 minutes of me trying to get these stupid rubber things out so I could access the screws.
Wait, so it's good or bad?
It's a lot better. Like, I didn't have to destroy it, but I was almost defeated by rubber nubbins.
Again, the bane of my existence. Dennis, do you have something to say?
And so hopefully this will just generally lead to a lot more people repairing their phones instead of getting new ones, which kind of sucks if you're Apple or basically anyone else. So there's this fun thing back in 2018 where do you remember that whole scandal where they were they were throttling down phones because the battery had less capacity when it got old and people got really mad.
Yep, and they just had to give out a ton of money for that. Oh, that's what you're talking about.
No, they had a bunch of batteries for sale for $29 and you could like replace it.
Oh.
And they expected to sell 1 million of them, and they ended up doing 11 million battery replacements, and it ended up costing them a potential $5 to $9 billion in losses in like people not upgrading their phones.
Oh boy.
But that shows you like how much demand there is for just replacing batteries in phones.
It's really a hard thing because, you know, it's the clash between companies like doing things that will make them more money and consumers wanting things that will save them money.
Yeah.
But it's like, on the one hand, you know, these are capitalistic ventures. Like that's their prerogative to like, you know, sell more phones or whatever, and that's fine, I guess.
On the other hand, that's just not very sustainable.
It's not. And I think we're getting to a point now in our society. We live in a society, guys. We're getting to the point where I think we as the people are starting to demand that these companies take like environmental issues and
yeah.
And the funny thing about this is that it's the perfect nexus of environmental issues and like consumer friendliness.
Yeah.
In terms of like, okay, look, we don't want to buy a new phone every 3 seconds. That also happens to be, you know, helpful for the environment where we're not throwing out our phones.
And also it's something like,
so like companies it's incumbent upon them to you know, give us what we want here. And I think the EU, this is what I was trying to say, and like somebody called me out because I think I tweeted that, or maybe I didn't tweet, or maybe I put it in TechLinked, that I'm like, oh, the EU is actually like you know, they've been the good guys this whole time. Then somebody called me out and said, okay, what about GDPR? Like the whole privacy legislation where, you know, basically it restricts your freedom online to do things creatively. Mm-hmm. But that's kind of annoying from a creative standpoint, but it's also helpful to some creators because it means that your stuff isn't, you know, you're not taken advantage of. So, but I think overall, I think the EU is really going for a friendly to consumers type of approach where they're like, we're doing these things to help you. And I appreciate it.
We might also have like an awkward generation or two of phones where it's like they try to figure out how the heck to comply with being able to upgrade your phone.
Right. Right. It's like, okay, wait. So we're gonna okay, it's gonna be a unibody. There's no back plate that you can take off to replace the battery, but you can take it into the store and we'll give you a new one.
And it'll be like those Funktastic ones from like China that the screen goes all the way around, and like, what are you going to do with those? But anyway, like, I'm pretty excited just because there's something like the Samsung S20. If I knew that I could like fix the battery, I might go out and buy one. It's like $1,000, but if it's going to last me for 4 years, it could be worth it. But if it's like the battery's going to die in 2.5 years, I don't want to spend $1,000 on a phone.
Exactly. Like, and why would you when you can just buy a new phone? And this is what's so funny is that like we're coming around, like we had this already. We already had phones that you could replace, like completely repair and put the battery back in. And then for some reason, this is what I don't understand, guys. Okay, this is what I don't get. I put a case on my phone as soon as I get a new one. As soon as I get a phone, a case goes on it. Can we stop caring? Can we decide as a society to stop caring about what phones look like?
So.
Because, like, I don't want a unibody. I want it to be functional. It's a tool. It's also a toy.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, you're not. I want to put a case on it so I can drop it and stuff.
So I guess the one more thing is, if you have to take it apart, are you sacrificing waterproofness? I really like the fact that this is waterproof. I can, like,
that's true.
I don't know, go on a hike and toss it in my pocket, and if it rains, it doesn't matter.
But,
Whereas, like I don't know, I had water kill one of my phones, It didn't totally kill it, but it
Right.
killed like the USB circuitry, so it basically killed it.
But how hard is it to make a phone with like removable panels that's also waterproof? Like,
Making things waterproof is really tough.
you're tough.
Have you like I don't know, have you experienced like any coffee mug ever? Like the travel ones?
I have experienced that.
They leak all over the place.
Well, if you get a bad one,
Yeah, even the good ones. The good ones leak too.
I don't know where you're
Just,
getting your
just
coffee
give them
mugs.
a little bit.
I get my coffee mugs from Apple.
You should say lttstore.com.
LTTstore.com. Wait, we have coffee mugs?
No, these bottles, you know, they'll keep your
Wait,
stuff
do
hot
we
for
have
a long
coffee
time.
mugs?
No, we have
Is this an LTT
But-
store spot?
no at the water
Is
bottles.
this a sponsors right now? No, it's not.
No, it's not.
But I think we're working on mugs.
Maybe I don't know.
But continue. Sorry, coffee mugs suck.
Because they always leak. It's really hard to make things waterproof.
Okay, what about GoPros?
Yeah, they have the big old case around them.
No. But aren't they waterproof now?
They've always been waterproof, but that's because they have.
No. No, I'm looking this up. GoPro.
Oh, you mean like the physical?
waterproof?
Oh yeah, like the GoPro itself is also waterproof, but you can't take it apart the same way.
Yeah, the new ones are all waterproof without the case. The newer GoPro cameras are waterproof without a housing, while the older units require a housing. Boom.
Yeah, but I would be very curious.
So it's easy as that, all right? Samsung, Samsung, Apple, just go talk to GoPro. They're very knowledgeable. To ask them how their drones are doing.
How are the drones doing?
I mean, I don't know how their drones are doing now, but a couple of years ago, like Karma, all their drones like fell from the sky in like an apocalyptic scenario.